Let's start with quite possibly the most fascinating figure of all, Dolley Madison. Now, besides her bakery being partially responsible for my massive girth, she is known primarily as the Rose Garden Ghost Toast. Recent renovations by President Trump must have her fighting mad, because Dolley is known to have protected her rose garden so fiercely that even her ghost wouldn't let you mess with it. She defined the position of First Lady, and before her husband James Madison became president, she was the de facto First Lady for Thomas Jefferson, who was a widower. She took on many of the duties associated with that position, and for James' sake, hopefully not all of them. But legend has it, when gardeners tried to move her precious rose bushes, they swore they saw her ghostly figure waving her finger like, "Oh, no, you don't." Needless to say, the roses stayed right where she wanted them. She was a fierce lady and even saved George Washington's portrait when the British set fire to the White House during the War of 1812. She had the bright idea of breaking the frame before taking the portrait out and rolling it up so she could hustle it out of the burning structure. She also sponsored the first inaugural ball. Now, just a thought, maybe to get back on her good side and avoid an eternal haunting for what he did to her sacred rose garden, President Trump may want to name the new ballroom they're building after her.
That's a great idea, Tim, but it's 2025, so there's going to be some sort of sponsorship, like the Dolley Madison ballroom presented by Walmart.
That wouldn't surprise me, although it is better than the Monica Lewinsky ballroom, right? Or would that be the Oval Office?
Oval Office.
Now, Mark, the most famous ghost that ever haunted the White House, who would you say that was?
Probably Abraham Lincoln, because I've heard about him being seen by multiple people.
Well, obviously, my first choice would be our nation's favorite president, Jimmy Carter.
Oh.
Of course, I jest. However, with his recent passing, don't be surprised to hear accounts of the smell of peanut butter and stale Billy beer wafting through the residence.
Billy beer. I remember Billy beer.
Good old Billy beer.
Billy didn't live too long, probably because he had too much beer.
The breakfast of champions, my friend.
And then Jimmy taught Sunday school, and he lived to be like 180 years old. So
let that be a lesson to all you Billy beer drinkers out there.
There you go.
Of course, we are talking about Abraham Lincoln. And Honest Abe reportedly roams the Lincoln bedroom, appearing during national crises, and probably because he just saw the debt clock. But even Winston Churchill claimed to have seen him. Churchill said he was stepping out of a bath, cigar in hand, towel on, when he spotted Lincoln standing by the fireplace. Now, he supposedly said, "Good evening, Mr. President." Lincoln nodded and vanished.
I'm just kind of wondering what Abraham Lincoln was wearing when Winston Churchill saw him. Because if it was in Lincoln's bedroom, was he in his PJs? Think about it.
Yeah, probably the only haunting that smelled like tobacco and awkward diplomacy at that time.
Well, it'd be really weird if Winston Churchill had his clothes off because he was going to go take a shower or a bath, and the ghost of Abraham Lincoln was doing the same thing, and then they run into each other in the bathroom.
Yikes.
Naked. That would be scary.
Sword fight in the Lincoln bedroom. But what is it about cigars and scary White House stories?
I don't know.
The world may never know. But there have been more sightings of Honest Abe Specter by more people than any other. Even Ronald Reagan's dog would stand outside the door of the Lincoln bedroom and bark. Well,